Pleasure now to catch up with head football coach Rob Smith. And coach, boy, heartbreaker. Saturday night, you've got what could be the eventual national champions, and now that they got by you guys on the ropes and just came up short.
We did, and first of all, a great effort by our players. It just one of the questions we were asking last week was how would they respond? Would they be able to raise their level of performance? And everyone that was at the game, there were two fairly even teams on that night, and certainly a lot of credit to Central Washington for what they've done and the fact that they got it done Saturday night. Again, good teams do that. And where we're at as a program right now, we've got to take that next step, and that's finding a way to win those type of games. We've had 6 games this season, JB, and in all 6, we've either had the lead or Saturday night we're tied going into the fourth quarter, right, with a field goal as a first play as a fourth quarter to take the lead. So that being said, we've lost three of those games, been outscored 35-13 in the fourth quarter in those 3 games. So the effort has been great. We just, as a football team now, need to find a way to finish the job. And we're not there yet, but we're getting close.
I assume as you look back into offense, you put up 27 points against a team that's averaging 9. The defense, I thought, played great. Then there's like 4 plays on special teams that I'm sure are driving you and your coaches nuts.
And not just special teams, but we gave an opponent the quality of Central Washington. You can't give additional opportunities. You have to make them work for everything it is they get. We had a fumble in the backfield on offense that gave them possession on our 14-yard line. We had a fumbled punt return that gave them possession on our 26-yard line, and then they block a punt. We break down a protection there, and there's 21 points of the 34 that they scored, where they have to go 14-26 and they get the ball in the end zone off the punt. So you don't beat good quality football teams making those type of mistakes. Those are mistakes that we have and will eliminate. We're going to continue to work, but I thought our effort overall was great. We just have to find a way that when the game's on the line, as a lot of our games will be in that late third, early fourth quarter, we've got to make the plays and not make the mistakes.
We don't talk too often about individual performances, but I got to talk about Justin Price. Here's a kid that holds Johnny Spivak to 45 yards, gets an interception in the end zone. I mean, you're taking an All-American, one of the all-time greats in the GNAC, and almost pretty much made him a non-factor on Saturday night.
Justin Price played his best game since I've been the coach here at Humboldt State the last 2 years, flat out. And it's so nice to see. Here's a kid that, by his own admission, doesn't always make the best choices or decisions. His work habits kind of, have been a little bit hit and miss, but he has really stepped it up as of late, and is to be complimented for that. And I think that's his 3rd interception on the season, not sure, but he played a very solid game, was our defensive player of the game for his performance, and defense in general. Again, we're playing good, solid defense. Like I said, we unfortunately put our defense in tough positions by the fumble that Central gets the ball on the 14, by the punt return, the missed punt return and stuff. But yeah, Justin played a very good game, as did I think Elsie Gadsden and Wes Montgomery back there. Guy Riccadulli as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they made a quarterback change. They were looking for more effectiveness, and their passing game was really not that much of a factor. On the flip side, you've got from what the fans will consider, a quarterback controversy brewing yourself. Mike Prue gets the start, goes for the first quarter. By no means was bad. You went with Chris Bolt, and he seemed to have the hotter hand, and you stuck with him. Who's your guy this weekend?
Well, first of all, what a nice problem to have. Mike Prue went in with 7 of 10, 2 touchdowns, and 114 yards, and doesn't see the field again. Chris Bolt came in and obviously gave us an added dimension offensively. Central is a very difficult team to run against, very difficult to run between the tackles against. And with Chris's ability to run the football, plus his ability to stand in, he is 6'5", 230, he can stand in. Some of the throws he made, he had a red helmet right in his chest. And so for those reasons, we went with Chris. And Chris was our offensive player of the game for that performance. No decision yet. Okay, no decision yet on who the starter will be. I will tell you, we will continue to play both quarterbacks. Mike Prue, with his command of the offense, his command in the huddle, and his accuracy. He was 70% completion percentage in his limited time on Saturday night. And Chris, with his ability to run the ball, the threat that poses for any defense, we want to utilize the best of both those guys.
All right, how do you take the performance you had Saturday night, which was disappointing, but a good performance, take that momentum into homecoming? which is probably going to be the biggest home night of the year for Humboldt State football.
We need to win. We need to win at home. We need to win, period. But we need to win at home. We've won one football game at the Redwood Bowl since I've been coach here. You know, 3 of our 3 wins this year, all on the road. So I'm getting very tired of walking into that locker room and coming up to the radio booth and all the things that go, you know, and have to talk about a disappointing outcome. So Southern Oregon's a good football team. I don't say that just because they're this week's opponent. Both Coach Tripp, our offense coordinator, and Coach Mack, our defense coordinator, have already come to me, and I've watched one of their games already, and we all come to the same conclusion. Hey, that's a good football team. There are some good athletes, big bodies up front on both sides. They've got a running back in Baldwin that's already closing in on 1,000 yards. So we cannot. We've got to put Saturday night Central Washington behind us and get ready for what is obviously a nice rival game for us. It's homecoming, a lot added to this week. We need to win, and we're going to prepare to do just that.
What does it mean, maybe to the coaches or the players, I don't know, to have, you know, Hall of Fame inductees, the former greats, people who only see, former students, former players, who only see your team once? It'll be Saturday night.
Yeah. Homecoming is always special, and it's special here, and that's part of what makes college football, you know, such a great day is when you have events like this. And certainly we know that those inductees will be back, their families will be back, and a lot of alumni, whether they're football alumni or just alumni in general, that come back for this one weekend during the year. We want to make sure that they see what I think the fans have seen in the 2 home games that we have, that Humboldt football is vastly improved. They've elevated their level of play to where they can play toe-to-toe with a team ranked in the top 5. With anybody, and a young football team. So we're excited to play homecoming and looking forward to it.
Coach, thank you. That game on the air Saturday night or right here in the Redwood Bowl. I'm JB Mathers.
When you're enjoying the great Pilsner taste of a Miller Lite, do you ever think about the way it's triple hops brewed? I mean, you're out there with a few friends, drinking a Miller Lite. Does the fact that we add hops at 3 different times during the brewing, instead of all at once, ever cross your mind? Yeah, that's what we thought. But go ahead and enjoy that great taste anyway. Triple hops brewed Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling.
Dustin, what are you doing on the field?
Lumberjack for life.
But you don't play for the Lumberjacks anymore.
Look, HSU football gave me and my teammates a great college experience and prepared us for life off the field. By going to hsujacks.com, click on Donate, then click on JFan, I Can Give, so you and our future teammates can better experience life as a Jack. And it's so easy, even a football player could do it.
Join the tradition of Jacks football. Become a teammate at hsujacks.com.